Hey, good people. This is Struggling with Diabetes, and we're standing tall. Listen, welcome to Storytime and Backstory. Got a good one for you today. Got to get some of my agua. And this particular story is in my book, Sucker Punched in the Face. If you haven't heard me speak on it or speak about it, I have been. You can check it out. I'll leave a link in the description, and you could go to suckerpunchedintheface.com and you can get you a copy. Anyway, I talk about an incident when I was a kid. As many of you know, maybe you don't know, but I'm a composer, I'm a producer, and I'm a pianist. I write music for media production and all of that kind of stuff. And so when I was a kid, well, even before I was born, my mom had always said when she was a kid that she would have a piano in her home. She always loved the piano. And when she was a kid, her mother bought her a piano, but her dad took the piano and sold it. And so it hurt her feelings so much, but she always wanted a piano in her home. And so me being born, I have three siblings. She had four children. And she said one of them going to play the piano. She didn't know which one. So anyway, fast forward, it was me. I went piano lessons and all of that. So as a kid, I was creative like my mom. My mind was always going, how to make something better, how to do this, how to do that. What is this made of? What makes this work? And all of that stuff. So one day, me and my little brother, we were out playing. Well, we're not out, we were in the backyard. When I say out, we were in the backyard of our home, not like out in the streets. And so I said, you know what? I want to impress my little brother, and I want to, when we're playing cowboys and Indians, or when we're playing, shoot 'em ups, whatever, I want to make real noise. I want to have something, real sound effects. I want to have sound effects. Because I remember watching a cartoon. And in the cartoon, the little, the animated, character was building a bullet. And he said, I need gunpowder. And he got gunpowder and he put it in this hollow thing and he sealed it up. And then he went outside and he was fighting the bad guys and he shot them. Boom! And it made a lot of noise and a lot of smoke came out of it. So here I go. Me being the one that should be playing a piano, using my fingers to play, said, and on top of that, I was southpaw, what they call a southpaw. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I'm sure most of you, my demographic who are watching my vids, know what a southpaw is. So I was southpaw. And so I find this bullet and I said, okay, like in the cartoon, I can take the gunpowder out of this and probably just light it so it'll sizzle, psst, I don't know why, I don't know what I was thinking. I can't remember back that far. So I get my bullet and I'm like, okay, how can I get the bottom off of here? And I'm examining the bullet. It was a 22, by the way. It was a small bullet. It could have been different. The only reason it was a 22 is because that's what I found. It could have been a 38. It could have been a 44. Or it could have been any other caliber. But I found the 22. Thank God. If I'm going to find any caliber, a 22 is the caliber to find. So I get the bullet. And so I go and find a hammer. I know, just hold on. I know you're trying to get ahead of me. I put the bullet down on the ground like this with this hand, southpaw, remember? I take the hammer and I hit on the top. I just tap on it. And what happens is the bullet, the top of or the tip of the bullet that usually comes off when it's, the projectile, it comes. I nailed that, or I hammered that down flat into the bullet. Nothing happened. And I'm like, it's gotta be a way to get that off. I turn it upside down and I see a little silver thing in the middle of the bullet. Maybe I could push that through and then the gunpowder would just come out on the other end. Huh? So I get 2 bricks, put one here, one here. I hope you can see that. I separate the bricks to put the bullet on top of it, so when I hit the top, the bullet part will come out and then the gunpowder will be on the ground and I could light it or whatever I'm going to do. Get the bullet. I do all of that. And I need a nail. I find a small nail and I have the bullet here between the 2 bricks, and then the first one missed, but the second one, it hit it dead on. Pow! Pow! Explosion. My thumb is hanging off. The tip of my thumb is hanging off. Blood everywhere. And I'm looking. I was about to panic, but for some reason my brain said, "Ooh, Mama and Daddy are going to kill you." I did not go into panic mode. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was like, just looking, no shock at all. Or the shock that I did have was thinking what Mom and Daddy was about to do. But they ran outside because they heard the noise. My little brother is over on the other side and he's just looking. He don't know what to do. He's like 4 years old. My parents came out and I just knew I was in trouble. And I just did like this and it's hanging off and blooded. And they grabbed me and took me inside the house and they got a towel and they wrapped it up and they took me to a Morningside hospital. This was in the early 80s. We got a train coming. Should I stop or should I keep going? Can you still, you should be able to still hear me. I'll take an agua break. Ooh, that's nice. Nice and cold. Remember my bit where I talk about hydration? Stay hydrated as a type 2 diabetic. Stay hydrated. And then it's kind of warm. So I want to make sure I always keep things like that around me. Okay, so it's a long train. So yeah, that's what it is. So anyway, they take me to Morningside Hospital. For some reason, I can't remember what happened after then. Apparently they did well, the doctors and the nurses and the, folk at the hospital, because I'm here and you see my thumb, but there is a mark. You can see where it grew back. I don't know if they put stitches there or just what, but I remember the piece of it hanging off. So I don't know if it just congealed or if it just, how it got back together, it did. So I'm here. And needless to say, I went on to have a great piano or musician career, being a musician. So it didn't stop me. And again, it happened so long ago. It is a very long train. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know how loud you're getting that, but because I have my mic right here with me and the camera is way over there, closer to the train than I am, you should be able to hear me pretty good. Okay, I think that's the end of the train. And then also it's the end of this story time. But anyway, if any of you have stories similar or just, other stories you want to share, share them down in the comments. Tell me how you got over or what you went through as a kid, not knowing some of the stuff that you would have to go, not have to, but you would go through. And I write about this in my books, Sucker Punched in the Faith. And again, I want you guys to check it out because it's a story about the struggle of faith, and about being sidetracked by the things that life has for us or have for us. As we are traversing through our experiences, we don't know what life has. We just never know. And sometimes we know. Sometimes we see it coming, we see it coming. Things are, and we get warnings. But then sometimes just out of the blue, just on the side, boom, it comes. And those are the worst ones, the ones we don't see coming. But we have to learn how to adjust, as Muhammad Ali would say, roll with those punches, And when we roll with punches, it's usually punches we see. But we can't dodge those ones we don't see coming. That's why I call them sucker punches, But we learn how to stand after those punches have been administered or they have been delivered or they have been given. So that's what, again, I'm about here at Struggling with Diabetes. I'm about learning how to deal with those things that life brings you as a, sideshow or as a sucker punch or as something that comes out of the blue that you did not expect. We have to learn how to, stand back up, or we fall down, but we have to learn how to stand back up. I have a video called Don't Give Up Your Get Up. You might want to check that out, how we should not give up those things just because we fall down and we say, you know what, I'm not even going to get back up. I'm done. No, that's quitting. We don't quit. We just adjust and we get back up and we continue to move forward, stand tall. That's what I'm about here at Struggling with Diabetes, and I hope you are too. And I hope you share this video. I hope you like it. I hope you comment. I hope you do all of those things. And I will see you in the next Storytime and Backstories. You guys take care. Bye for now.